welcome back to HGC Korea Day number 2. We have a tie between Master Theater and Ace. 1-1 right now, but it is best of 7. So check that out. It is best of 5 starting right now, Rapid.
That's right. It's not quite just the best of 5 because we have seen a lot from both of our teams. Yes. I would say Ace brought it back and looked very, very solid there in game number 2.
Really?
Their macro was super sick, man.
I think they got some help from Master Theater, to be honest.
It was a two-team effort, right? Both teams really working super hard to help Ace win the game, and it worked out in the end. So I'm excited that they were able to bring it back and that we don't just see a total stomp fest. It's going to be at least as even a series as we saw yesterday.
I think without those individual mistakes where you just head in, looking to snipe into a few targets and just thinking about your own play instead of as a team, I think Master Theater actually had a good grasp into that game. They basically broke their own snowball because of those mistakes. They were leading. Right. They were leading to go into their next sample phase. They were controlling in the macro as well. Their picking of Gray Main seems to be working very, very well. But already, we're ready to go into Game 3. Guess what map this is? It's going to be Infernal Shrines.
You didn't give them a chance to guess what map it was.
Oh, gave him 2 seconds. Hanzo banned this time. Actually went through the entire draft last game.
Yeah. You didn't even get a chance to see him at all. And that means that Maiev is open.
Yes, Maiev is open. Notat's favorite when it's open. There we go.
No question. Okay. Well, I mean, deliberately letting that through. The first ban phase is almost a guaranteed pick. This actually happened a lot in the Open Division finals between IL5 and Master Theater. They were just trading Maiev back and forth, and you don't get to see that very often because usually it's just in the ban phase. But
oh, yes. First pick from Master Theater after losing game 2, so they are on the blue side this time. And Maiev, Yerosh already banned. Junkrat to pair it up. Riptire pretty good. Stukov even grabbed before the second ban phase. I believe they got everything that they wanted. All Ace can do with the second ban is to just tank pull. Yes, tank choke and grab what they want right after because they will get to pick after the second ban from Master Theater.
Yeah, not a huge surprise that Master Theater ban out the Master's Touch and take Medivh off the field, but I mean, this is just a super strong draft here for Master Theater. What could Ace have been thinking, letting, not just letting Maiev through, but really just giving them every pick they could have wanted?
Yeah. Following up is the question, what is their tank is going to be? Anubarak, of course, it did work better in game 2. Can you really stay with Anubarak when there's Maiev in this case?
I don't think so. And even Anubarak, I don't know if that's necessarily the strongest one.
Johanna, a great soft counter against that Umbro Bind. You can actually blind that Maiev and kind of cancel that Umbro Bind against multiple targets. Has been quite effective in the Open Division games. We even had a highlight. I believe it's going to come up in one of the commercial break from not Hebin, but I think it was Rujea who was on that Johanna once in Cursed Hollow game. You guys should see the video soon, but that's the reason why behind the Johanna pick.
Blaze and Anubarak, the final 2 grabs there for Master Theater. And I think I remember that highlight that you're talking about. You guys should definitely watch out for that. There were some highlights from game 1 of Anubarak that were, I guess, more like lowlights. They didn't look too good, but we'll see if we can have a little bit of redemption now that the Anubarak has switched teams. Now being played on Master Theater. So what's the final lock-in here for Ace?
Anubarak, this case, from Master Theater, so not from KCB.
Yep.
Will be a different player. Hebin playing on that Anubarak. And with, I think, with Maiev. I think Notat will be on Maiev, who has been previously playing on that Maiev.
Yeah, you would imagine so. Unless they just have all 5 players.
So Blaze from Kirisaku and Pentamon. That Junkrat we saw from the highlight with the concussive mines.
Yeah, he does some super sick stuff with Junkrat. That's why I'm very excited to watch him play it. And that's going to be a finish off with a Gray Main for Ace. So glad that we get to see lots of Gray Main representation. But overall, what do you think of Ace's composition here? I mean, Genji looks pretty good, but Witcher's got to show what he can do with it.
Do like the draft from both teams, but we are ready. Let's jump right in to game number 3, Infernal Shrines. Welcome to Infernal Shrines game number 3. Master Theater in blue, Ace in the red side. We'll be swapping sides every single time when first pick changes.
Yep, it's kind of a unique characteristic of our open division games here at InMen. So something you guys will have to get maybe a little bit used to. 2 games through our road to champion, as our introduction just said. Just gonna have our initial poke fest right here in the middle. Doesn't really amount, or at least shouldn't amount to very much.
Yep, Ace shouldn't really overextend. They know that Notet is around here somewhere, looking to Umbral Bind as he goes in with the Spirit.
Yep, faster split to the side lanes there for Ace, so look at a little bit of an advantage on XP early, but the rotation is going to push Genji totally back, so Witcher going to be chilling for now. But looks like it's just going to be a 4-man death squad roaming around from mid to bottom. Let's see if they decide to diversify as Master Theater. Do need to kind of shore things up in the macro department. It started off bad, it just kept getting worse for them in game 2. And I would expect to see the same for Ace, but what's the most different characteristic about this game?
There's no Hanzo.
Okay. Well, there was no Hanzo last game either.
Yes, and the thing is, they have a Maiev. That's the thing. That's what they're having, the Maiev and Junkrat, the best pair. Once everything is in that cage, you just pop that Riptire from all the way from the back line, and you bring in that burst damage along with lots of CCs from your team. A Nubarak, chain after chain, and Blaze even with the jet propulsion. A good grab onto Malfurion before Ice Block, Greymane, even Sonya would be just dying right in that big circle. So we can just see that combo coming in. And you do have to kind of fight. You do have to be nearby the shrine. Especially Sonya should be in the shrine when you try to take it. So against the Maiev could be some trouble trying to escape from that Umbral Bind every single time. So that's what Master Theater is looking out for. Ace has to defend against that exactly. Johanna blind will be the key skill that we have to look out for.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. They were evenly matched up in the same lane for a while, but now it looks like we did have a rotation up towards the mid. Just watching for camp control, it looks like the top 2 should be taken at relatively similar times. Okay, relatively similar. Okay, eventually we'll see Master Theater finish off. I thought it was going to be a little bit faster, okay, but they're delaying. Scumbag, just trying to make the caster curse a little bit more.
It's okay, Rapid. Things happen, and no one's perfect.
I was really hopeful there. First tribute, that spawn, 15 seconds on the bottom half of the map. Witcher coming through just to push No Chat back a little bit, but Haben. I don't know if there's like an Anubarak curse today. We already finished our curse map, but it looks like Haben brought it with him. Just playing a little bit too close for comfort. He'll heal up before our next fight around the tribute.
Not the most usual build that we see, but it has been used a few times by, I believe, from NA players who can't really recall the perfect names on it. Some TC landing on Johanna only. Great condemn of the multi-member. Here comes the damage from Sonya. Genji not really taking damage. There's Umbral Bind only onto Genji, so will survive for a long time. Lots of damage done. There's that CC connecting. No follow-up on two from No Chat.
Yeah, Kirisaku actually getting quite a bit of CC himself. That's the first casualty of Greymane getting taken out. Maeve drawing the first casualty here, and it looks like there might be a whole lot more. Haben might be the next to fall.
Genji gets the kill. You can continue.
Okay, all right. There was a lot going on there, but I think we stopped at just the perfect moment, G-Clef. Great coordination. High five.
Yay.
Okay, we're going to pretend like we got that. Chat will never know.
No one knows.
But anyway, Blossom dropping the banner right on that first tribute, which will go towards No Chat's former team, I guess if you want to look at the banner. But this time it's Master Theater, who are going to be able to go ahead get their first Punisher. And it is Arcane, so a great one to pick up.
It is the first one, but they also had members down. So they can't really push all the way in, only having 3. Phantom Witcher already goes in, trying to harass, buy some time with the aggro. Yeah. Look at No Chat diving in deep. Sonya is coming.
Oh, barely missed there on the Ancient Spear, so not able to quite spear him up there. The Punisher gets taken out, so it's not that critical of damage being done. I'm not sure that sentence made sense, but you get the idea. Ace didn't take too much. They're going to take just about half health their first fort.
Not too bad. Junkrat starting to getting some stacks here. So Nubarak onto Genji, getting CC'd.
Witcher out of there.
No one else to follow up for the kill. Check goes in, body blocks from Burbine. After, I believe Iron Skin was already used. KCB will survive throughout, but they will lose the camp because of all the pressure. Nicely done by Master Theater.
Yeah, wow, that's actually really impressive. I feel like when they're actually in the big 5-on-5s, like the crazy melees, the team fights, Master Theater look really, really good. But Ace, outside of that, just have the sickest macro that we've seen all open divisions. So, I mean, I guess they are from HGC Korea, so maybe that's where they learned it, and they're bringing it back here to the Crucible matches, but it just looks fantastic, so...
Yep. So far, Ace, how they're holding the team fight, Witcher... when they want to focus, Witcher is already deep into the back line, starting with the Swift Strike. So actually, we don't really have too much focusing done by Ace. They're losing a little bit, as you also don't want to get caught by the Umbro Bind. So we do see lack of coordination so far. That's also because he does not have Dragon Blade yet. Once he hits 10, it will be a different story.
Indeed it will. 10's coming up here in just a second for Jangal Gukjang. That's why, if you're curious as to why they're named JG is their abbreviation, it's the first letter in each one of the words for Master and Theater in
also,
Korean.
Genji takes dodge at 7 because of Maiev. We only see this when there's Maiev only. You will get to dodge the basic attack every, I believe, some long of a second, maybe 10 seconds.
Pretty good if you're going to fight the 1v1.
Or 8 seconds, yes. So you do not even need the blind. You have the blind from Johanna, and you can dodge it yourself. So providing a lot of escaping tool from that Maiev. They are going against to counter. Basically, that's going to be the one-ball combo. If you survive that, there's your chance coming right after. Ace really looking to grab their chance.
Yeah,
in this case.
You can see why they were maybe planning, hey, we can just let Maeve through. Even if it does get picked, we have a plan in motion to counter that out there. So if they are able to coordinate that, then yeah, sure, it's not going to be a whole lot of damage from No Chat. But something tells me he might have a little bit extra in mind. We're seeing level 10 come through for everybody, for both of our teams, and that is... it's going to mean things are going to look a little bit different the next time they clash. KCB waiting off to the side as Master Theater a little bit split up right now. Blaze starting to come down. It looks like around this next tribute. Now that the tribute will spawn, it is Master Theater starting it off first.
Yep, Master Theater just having a better position so far. Sonya possibly looking to spear onto No Chat so far. Will have Bolt and escape himself. Has to heal himself up, but they got time. They had their numbers. They are winning still in numbers. They can just heal back with the healing spreading from Stukov. That's just enough. They're still winning. Here comes... gets trapped and cocooned.
Yeah,
Fight is 45 right now. Getting massive CC. There's a cage landing on right now. Riptire does blow up, and Sonya right after. The damage follow. Dragon Blade a little bit too late. He was in that cocoon this entire time. He was out of the team fight, and he has to escape right after.
And a sick bunker just right up close and personal in the center of that team fight. The Riptire layered on top of that. A beautiful fight for Master Theater. They crush it. They'll take their second tribute of the game, and they're looking to break through all the way onto the second fort, I believe.
How they team fight, it seemed massively coordinated, very well practiced. Look at this Maiev comp. They've tried this so many times during the open division. We saw from the VODs, and they won because whenever they had Maiev, they oftentimes had Junkrat. Of course, Riptire did plenty of damage even onto Sonya. It was not enough to get the kill, but they had more than enough damage, and the CC chain cocooning right onto Genji before then Dragon Blade popping. The Witcher basically making it into a 5v4 fight this entire thing.
And maybe even like a 4v6 if you want to count the bunker used there. Just perfect positioning. It's, man, it's just, I want to go back and watch that. We don't quite have the instant replays up here, but maybe go back and watch that yourselves. It's a beautiful thing to watch when Master Theater get a chance to have those big fights because their coordination looks fantastic. Outside of that, Ace might be a little bit on top when it comes to just playing the macro game, but I don't think Master Theater are going to let them if they keep winning fights like this.
So how can they actually spread themselves out to prevent this from happening? It's really hard. Do they really let go of the Punisher every single time. You can't really do that. It's a very strong objective. It will go straight to the keep and to the core next time. Well, to have the fort on top, and that's the next one. But still, very strong objective, so you can't really lose it every single time. But you can also be just spread apart, and you will just leave Gemi out to exposed from all the damage.
Yeah, I don't know what the win condition is here for Ace. They're not able to fight for the Punishers, which are the big objectives. They're not really able to defend their own static objectives. I mean, even Rush is just... It feels like his job is just to push Master Theater away, not really ever to try to pick a fight with them, because every time they do, Ace loses.
Yeah. The best case scenario, they go for Junkrat, because Junkrat will not be in the shrine most likely. And they do have Sonya Genji to burst out. It's certainly possible. And they have lots of tools to actually nullify all the damage. They do have Ice Block now. So after post-13 Malfurion, Sonya can kind of sustain the damage along with the healing. Genji can escape protection. I guess the Greymane is the only one who will actually be in super danger because he has to dive in with less of an escape, I would say.
Did you just say Genji had less of an escape?
No, Greymane.
Okay, I was going to say, whew, say Genji's got about as many of them as exist. Okay. I mean, sometimes, Game 1, for example, it didn't seem like Genji had many escapes. Just got chain CC'd into death, but a little bit of a party, well, I guess it's not a bush, it's a smoke, but, okay, they will scout it out there. They're so smart. Witcher running in to Haben, just pushing it back just a little bit. Where's the next tribute? I guess it's going to be top. Yeah, Shrine.
The top Shrine. Junkrat, of course, kind of semi-global post-13 with the Ripper Air. Does kind of smell Sonya coming down, so we'll stop split pushing. And the Shrine is coming in. Shrine will be active very soon, so they're working on the camp. But Junkrat is kind of a global. A lot of Korean players using Junkrat as a split lane to kind of soak, and you can kind of come back to the top lane from bottom in less than around 10 seconds, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, nice way to bounce themselves all the way back up to where they're needed. So Master Theater in better position for this Shrine, and it looks like once again Ace are not going to contest.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Yeah, take it, the objective if you want. They're just going to push for the guaranteed port. Yeah,
we've asked the question, do you really want to fight in the Shrine? And partially because they're not 16 yet, and against the 16, pretty powerful power spike for Master Theater. And they're pushing all the way and even activating the 16 talent for Junkrat, going all the way. But Ace, they have Sonya and Greymane. They will win the race if they actually go all the way to the keep. So Sukhov, the hearth bag, everyone except for Junkrat and Maiev on the Shrine has the hearth back.
Yeah, and that's just very good, I guess, what do you want to call that? Strategy from Ace, saying, look, we don't want to go for the heads-up fight. We don't have level 16 just yet. So he's going to just force the issue, right? Push all the way down bottom. That's actually kind of a win. Like, they're still maybe going to lose the Shrine? No, not wanting to pop it just yet.
Yep, they were waiting for the right time because they had the rotation Blaze, just making sure that he got to clear the wave a little bit. There's still camp and waiting.
And that's, I think, 3 Punishers in a row here for Master Theater. And now they're going to return to finish the job very, very strong with all of their level 16 talents intact and a Punisher to back them up.
Sonya, rush onto the off position. There's a stun onto Johanna. Iron skins out, so she can't really go in for a long time. Which are getting focused. Silence!
No!
Genji once again! Rush goes in by himself, but not enough without the Genji now.
Cocoon lands there right on a Malfurion. He's going to come off and go instantly into Ice Block, so he's not going to be taken out quite as quickly.
Punishers here, and the silence right after. That's going to be a dead keep. Maybe all the way into the core. 40 seconds on Malfurion. They can go straight in.
They can keep going. Hero and Rush are not going to have the damage to stop them right now. KCB even kept basically on his fountain, and he's going to get knocked out before he can even make it back to it.
Sonya, Greymane, they do have the damage, but no one else, no tank, no support to sustain. Let's see, damage going in core, going down to below 90 now.
I don't know if they can do it. G-Clef, the core's dropping down, a Hero going in. They've got a lot of work ahead of them if they're going to try to keep their core alive. And even with a respawn there, Genji's not going to be able to turn it around.
And that's going to be it. Master Theater leading the series here with 2-1 now. Wow. We saw from the team fights. They were leading in team fight. Most of the team fight, they were having the coordination. They have Maiev. They have Riptire from Junkrat and the Silence from Stukov. They had all the wombo combo that they wanted. They grabbed it before the second fan phase. And it was basically given. Ace not being able to really contest during that drafting phase, I think, was a big mistake.
Yeah, Master Theater might not have the high five coordination there at the end, but they've got some great team fight coordination. Game number 2, they showed a big weakness towards the macro phase. So they just said, hey, let's take it back to what we know best and just fight all the time. And they won it every single time with amazing team fight coordination.
Yeah, certainly they can fight better. I think in terms of team fighting, even if they have some worse team comps, still in terms of team fighting, how they focus, most of the team fights, game 1, 2, and 3, if you combine all of them, not just game 3, I think they overall win the team fight. So not controlling, not focusing too much on the macro and forcing fight, I think that is the way to their win condition tonight, leading the series already with 2-1. Maybe next map like BOE, go to one of their smaller maps. I think that's certainly possible. Of course, when you win, you're likely to choose the map, so I'm saying this.
That sounds like pretty good advice, G-Clef. I'm just going to smile and nod. Yeah. When you win, you win. I'm learning so much here today.
Very, very professional.
I'm learning. It's a learning process, G-Clef.
Well, last time when you were here with the Crucible, it was you were 107. Now you're up to 200 level.
Yeah.
201. The micro. And the next time is macro.
Last Crucible was actually my first Heroes broadcast ever. So we've come a long way since then.
Yeah.
A little way since then.
You learned the micro this time, 201?
That's right.
Like just like econ, micro,
econ. Oh yeah, we take micro econ, then macro econ.
And then next time is macro, 202.
So I actually have, my master's degree was in econ, so I've learned all about that before, but now I have to learn about Heroes econ. I was never prepared for that. They didn't teach me about Heroes in school, G-Clef. Terrible curriculum.
You went to a bad school. My Heroes, my school taught all about games.
Is that right?
Yes. They taught me math all the time because I was a math major.
Okay.
Still having problems, as you guys can tell.
As a fellow math major, I know all about those problems.
Hey, you know what the best and the worst joke that the math problems
Tell me.
Math teachers always
hit
do?
me with it.
When they just split when they just toss the papers, they still say, I'm a math teacher, but I still can't count papers. And there'll be 4 students sitting on one row, and he would just give out 4 or 5. There will be leftover papers all the time.
That never happened in my classes, but that is pretty bad. I'll agree with you. All right, let's hop back in